I got into Coral Gables a little bit earlier than expected, and I decided to stop at the George Merrick Historic House. So he's one of the founders of Coral Gables. He was a very big force to encourage people to move down here and buy homes in this beautiful suburb. So we're actually here behind the Merrick's house, guest house and garage. Gonna be painting this beautiful tropical plant. Gonna try to be capturing some nice lens bokeh effects using a mixed media heavy paper by casein. Got a tin easel and my assortment of casein paints. Have my synthetic brushes. I'm using Shiva Green, Cadmium Orange, Titanium White, Cadmium Yellow Light, Cadmium Red Pale, Shiva Rose, Ultramarine Blue, Burn Umber, and Payne's Gray. So there's the subject matter. Here's the painting so far. Definitely gonna go in with some mixed media stuff on top of this. Couple of passes of casein paint. I would say it's about 74.3% done right now. So one of the nice things about the way that Panasonic dealt with the aspect ratios on this camera is there's a switch up here that allows you to go from 3:2 to 16:9 to square and to 4:3. It changes the rectangle on the sensor. It doesn't crop the sensor, which yields a slightly higher quality, bigger file size. Another great feature of this camera is all of these manual dials that it has. So we got an exposure compensation. They're really nice tension on that click there. We got a shutter speed dial. If you wanted to shoot it in shutter speed priority, you would put it to the A for automatic. Obviously, it's got a nice big screen back here. It's got the rest of the shooting settings here. Nice wheel. It also clicks four-way. It's got 3 function buttons. One down here. It's got a great electronic viewfinder, diopter on the side there. I have the flash accessory that clicks into the hot shoe on there. I just leave it on there. I don't mind it. On the other side of the lens here, we have the focus, clicks. We have a customizable ring here that could be set to focus or zoom or ISO. And then on the top, a nice great clicky aperture, max aperture of 1.7, and it goes all the way to 16 with 1/3 clicks in between. There's this nice little filter button here right next to the rocker for wide and telephoto zoom. Those are creative filters like a retro look or sepia or even kind of a grainy black and white film grain kind of a look to your pictures. Believe it or not, this Panasonic LUMIX LX100 is the brother of the Leica D-LUX. The LUMIX has a couple more indentations and grips, and the font styles are obviously different. The Leica's a little cleaner and more streamlined and a little bit more straightforward, not as busy, but that's always been Leica's aesthetic with their digital cameras. Right? It even says Leica on the glass there. So it's a little hard to read because I have a filter ring on there, but it's a DC Vario Summilux Leica 1.7 to 2.8 aspherical lens. So those two cameras are very similar. Leica makes the glass for Panasonic, and Panasonic makes the sensors for Leica. And of course, Leica puts its own processor in there to get the images to have that Leica look. And Panasonic does the same thing. So it is definitely a business venture that they both benefit from. This is the slightly more affordable Leica D-LUX 7.